place.
I'm Spencer.
I'm JD.
And this is The Itch.
And we're here to review the Dark Souls 3 DLC, Ashes of Ariandel. There we go. That's how you say it. So this DLC dropped on your boy's birthday, and it's pretty much a add-on DLC to Dark Souls 3, one of two.
Is it the first one?
This is the first one.
Okay.
It takes place literally in a painted world of Ariandel. Everything's all wintry.
It's painted though?
Yeah. So it's a throwback to the first game. There's an area in the first Dark Souls. It's called the Painted World of Aramis.
You're helping.
Aramis, whatever, however you say it. And same concept. You literally go into a painting, and then you're in a different world at that point. It's pretty neat. They do some shit with it to kind of spice it up, because you got to understand, in the world of Dark Souls right now, Dark Souls 3, it's post-apocalyptic.
Okay.
There's a big deal on there being fire and flame, and when you get to this painted world, there is no flame. Everything's frozen. People use ice attacks, all that stuff. The whole point is to show you that this is about ice and dark and stuff like that, which is the opposite of flame.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty neat. You get dropped in, and immediately you got some creepy shit going on. There's a couple new weapons that they throw at you too. They're a little bit more creative, and that's the thing that kind of always bothered me, even in Bloodborne, is they waited until the DLC to get creative.
Right.
Like the DLC.
Well, I think it seems like they're like, here's the game we want to give you, and then like the DLC should be a different experience, right? Is that kind of the thing that you think they're doing?
Yeah. Like, so one of the weapons you get and it's kind of completely un-Dark Soulsy, is you get a Gladius and a shield. It comes packaged together, and you can attack one after the other with them. And it's like, it has a real sort of like Spartan sort of gladiator feel to it, to the point of, even if you're getting attacked, when you attack, you block. You don't like. You block parts of the damage.
When you're using your shield,
and
it's actually also shielding.
Yeah,
at the
you're
same
actually
time.
You can block while you're hitting at the same time.
That's kind of tight.
It's pretty neat.
It's unique. But you still take some damage, or
you still take some damage.
Stamina or something.
And I believe your stamina is affected. But at the end of the day, that's a neat feature, or that's a neat weapon that could have been in the base game. Instead of me having 7 different sights and 50 different ultra great swords. You know what I mean? Come on now. Outside of that, there's a couple new magic attacks. I didn't really dabble too much in that magic. I don't.
Not some kind of magic puss.
Yeah, come on, bro. I get in their fucking face.
Eat it,
dick. But the other thing that's kind of interesting about the game is you get a lot of you get a lot of lore as far as to what's going on in Ariandel. Like, a lot of stuff gets thrown at you, depending on how you ended the. Because you can be a New Game Plus, and depending on how you ended your first game, it rolls over into that, which is really weird. So one of the endings, you can be a Lord of Hollows instead. They will recognize you. I did it in my first game, and they recognized me as a Lord of Hollow. And they're like, oh, go back, handle your Lord of Hollow business. And you're like, what? No. So it's kind of cool. That's cool. You get a lot of like PvP battles. Or not a lot. You get a few. You got to kind of go looking for it. One guy you have to fight. Another one is a boss, which is, in my opinion, really just underwhelming.
Really?
Yeah. So let me explain the enemy. So a lot of times you're gonna run across typical Hollow guys. They're a new form of like warrior or whatever. But you're gonna run across a lot of wolves. Now, the wolves are just reskins of the dogs, ultimately. And if you remember me from Bloodborne, I've told you, dogs are fucking. In every Souls game, dogs suck because they're fucking annoying.
They're fast.
They're fast, and sometimes they'll just attack you. And especially in Bloodborne, you can't block, so you can't stop them from attacking. So they're just going to keep on freaking hitting you. In this game, you can block, but you'll get swarmed all the time. And then you have to fight a giant wolf who has, like, I've equated it to fucking Little Mac movesets. Like, he literally charges up and does an uppercut with his nose. And it looks like he's doing his fucking neutral B when he's got his KO.
Yeah.
It's nuts. He flips around all over the place. But you'll get into the first boss, and he'll just be him. It's a normal PvP battle. And then just as he's about to die, here comes the dog. Or this giant-ass wolf. And I'm like, you could have did better. I'm like, it's underwhelming. But as you go through the game, see some really creepy stuff, or the DLC, see some creepy stuff. You run across the second boss, which is actually a really hard boss, all things considered. Boss has 3 phases.
Wow.
And
most bosses change it like the halfway point, right?
Well, when I say 3 phases, I mean 3 life bars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you kill him once, and then in the second phase again, kill him again, third phase, and you're like, oh my god, die. So a lot of stuff is happening. Yeah. But, I mean, outside of that, it's pretty much a lot of the same stuff you guys are expecting from a Souls DLC. It's really short. I would say it's probably like 2.5.
2.5 hours?
Yeah.
How much is it?
It's 15.
That reminds me of freaking Tomb Raider.
That's the thing, is like, I can understand because the weapons are nice and those last in the whole game.
Yeah.
Right? So you can take some of the DLC with you.
Yeah.
It's nice, but at the same time, 2.5 hours, 3 tops. If you're fucking around, it's not that good.
Isn't there a PvP edition? Like
yes.
3v3, right?
So they added the 3v3 PvP. I haven't got to play it yet. But after you kill a certain boss, or the first boss that I told you about, you get these, it's called like champion ashes or something like that. Burn those at the bonfire, and you get access to what's called area, and they matchmake you. So that's cool. If there's any bonus to it, it's if you're big into PvP, you can get into that. A lot of the game's been repopulated with you getting invaded now because everyone's playing the game. Mm-hmm. So it's always a nice feature to jump on DLC right when it comes out for games like these. Outside of that, pros, you get a lot of cool weapons, a lot of little, neat like features, and with the PvP and whatnot, and you get some new magic attacks and whatnot, and a little bit more story. Cons, it's short, and only one of the bosses is good, and you could be like, oh, there's one great boss. There's only 2 bosses. 50% boss rate, like of enjoyment isn't really exactly good. And that game is about bosses at the end of the day. You want to have a cool boss fight. Like when I was doing Bloodborne, I fought the Orphan of Cause. Great. At the end, I was like, yeah, I'm fulfilled because it took me fucking 80 tries to kill this bitch, and I got his ass. Yeah. In this game, not so much. It's a difficult boss, but it's difficult in a Souls sense. It's not difficult in a Bloodborne sense. I think on average, Bloodborne bosses are harder. It's just me. It's a little bit short, maybe a little bit too steep price-wise. Maybe that'll change when the second DLC comes out, which should be early next year. Mm-hmm. But as of right now, by itself, I don't know if I'd recommend getting it. I'd wait until both of them came out, get them both, run through them both at the same time, have yourself a blast, go from there.
Gotcha. Cool. I'm Spencer.
JD.
Thanks for watching.